probably sound pretty not great. Let me actually fix and adjust everything here. Not that anyone's here right now. Let's see. Let me see what this actually looks like. Oh, I can workshop that thumbnail actually. Let's see. I guess we'll do that real quick, huh? Hold up. Just gonna get rid of that one. And we'll do this one. Alright, so let me just really quick move this up and then I will make a new thumbnail. That will help help get the point across. Let's see. Looking at JPEG. Yep, I would like to replace that. Thank you. Save. Close. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Am I unable to change thumbnail once I go on live? Sorry, that's probably sounded terrible also. I just scratched the mic with my headset. Oh no, here we go. Change to yes. Alright, let's see what that actually looks like now. Okay. There we go. Alright, well, no one's here, so I guess I'm just gonna talk as if people were here. My mic is making a buzzing noise. I don't know how to make it not. Hopefully it's not actually picking anything up. Come on. Nope. No clue what's making it buzz or hum. Okay, so you can tell today is the 18th of February. Geez, this thing is really... I think if I unplug it and plug it back in, it'll work, but we're gonna hope that everything reconnects correctly. Okay, how's that? Are we connected correctly? Yes. Okay. I think we are. Okay. And the buzzing's gone now. So Today's the 18th of February. Yesterday, 17th of February at 4 p.m. we had to take our dog Blinky to the vet to be to put her to sleep. The reason is because she had severe kidney failure. And I'm streaming right now because I don't know. I guess I'm just hoping that someone at some point, be it now while I'm live or some point in the future, will find this and be willing to sit through this with me, because I feel really alone now. I guess I'm just wishing and hoping that somebody will find this and be as interested as she was. It's like normally when I would disappear from the Kobe channel, or I would, come back from biking, I wouldn't do anything because I'd just be chilling with her. And that's how it basically was for 16 years. I'm lucky enough that I got to spend 16 long years with her, which is really incredible, right? Because 16 years is a long time for a dog. This year actually, had she made it to, I think, October. Maybe a little earlier. Maybe actually maybe sometime September. Same birthday as me. Had she made it that far, she would have turned 17. And it's like, you can ask, like, how do you get so attached to a dog? It's like, for me at least, she was always there when I needed her. And I guess I didn't realize just how helpful she was during my during those years, because she got to watch me grow up since I was 8. She got to see me when I was a little kid playing with my Legos to an adult. And, maybe in a maybe in another life in another world, she would have been able to see me go from being a kid to having a kid. And it's like that's an incredible amount of time. I short of going to school for 10 of those years basically, I got to spend the last 6 years basically every day with her. Um she would basically share my bed. We She used to have her own dog bed, um but slowly she started to move towards my room. I'm not entirely sure why, but she at first, and this started way back when I still lived at Capelina, and that was during my City Skylines video. Um, I wonder what I should change this to. I wonder if this would help. I change this to like something else. Oh, I guess it's technically pets and animals, right? I mean, it's. You know what? I'm gonna switch it to pets and animals because. Can I refresh this? That won't break the stream, will it? No, it didn't. There we go. All right, changed it to pets and animals because this is about a pet who was very close to me. Um, yeah. Um, so to continue the story, um, she started moving towards my room back in Capelina. First, she would sleep on the carpet that we had that was outside of my room, and then she would sleep on the hamper that I kept at the foot of my bed. And eventually, she started jumping onto my bed. And, we tried to discourage her, but I guess I didn't really mind too much. So I just started letting her sleep on the bed with me. I remember a classmate told me that his dog once slept on the same bed as him, and he ended up getting pink eye. I actually never got pink eye because of her. She would always, I would sleep on one position, like I'd sleep on my side facing one way, and then she would basically curl up in a ball and press herself, and we'll call it make home. She would make home on basically on my back, facing the other way. Um, yeah, I think about it now, right? I think about it now because she's gone. But I used to, I used to absolutely hate Capelina. I used to hate coming home because it felt like the world just hated me. And because Capelina is located right in front of a runway, um, it was so loud, and I just wanted peace and quiet. So I would bike out after school and just stay out there for a while. And I never thought about how lonely that must have been for her too. Like now that I think about it, if I could have brought her on those bike rides, I think I would have. I mean, at the end of the day, I always came home and she was so happy. She would she'd basically be jumping at the door, wagging her tail, and she would do this thing. Um, people, you know how like when dogs like snarl, or they pull their what would you call that? It's not really their upper lip, but like you know what a dog looks like when they snarl. Um, but she wouldn't growl or anything. She would that was her version of showing that she was excited, that she was happy. I don't have any videos of that. And that kind of hurts. But I I don't know. I've I've slept so much today, and I'm gonna sleep even more, and I still feel so tired and exhausted now. I think I'm just as emotionally drained as I possibly could be. Because I really loved her being by my side. It's one of those like there are some things that I think I could have changed, but because of the person I was, because of the way I was, um I don't think I ever would have actually changed any of that. So like, given who I was, given the things that happened, I don't regret any of the time I spent with her. I just I just wish I got to have more time with her. it's like, everyone everyone knows that day will come, right? Everyone knows that day will come, and um, we all think about it. We try to imagine what would we do, how would we act when that day comes. But the thing is, like, until that day actually happens, it's just a thought, right? It's just an imagination. It's still it's still so detached from you. And it's like, if the thought of it starts to hurt you or bother you, you can just choose to not think about it, right? Because I mean, your pet's still there. You don't have to worry about it. And then, when that day comes, it's like there is no just not thinking about it anymore. Now it's something that you have to just live with. I was I was talking with my dad, and on the topic of like time and all that. It's like you you really can't say like, oh, she went too soon, because 16 years is a long time. And it's like, you know, not a whole lot of pet owners can say that their dog stayed for 16 years. And it's like, yeah, that's the thing, right? Is that she stayed so long. Well, we like to think that she stayed so long because well, one, of course, because we took care of her, but two, because she would have fought to the very end to try and stay with us, even if that meant going through all of the pain. And it's like, yeah, she really would have done anything for us. Even, wow, it really was just yesterday, and it's starting to feel so like distant. But even even on the day before, on the day, even yesterday before we took her in, um she was still doing her best to be there. I think yesterday would have been, if we could have like pushed it to any other day, I think today would have had to be it, because yesterday, basically, like, before we but like, just before they administered the anesthetics and such, she was so tired. She just laid down on me, and she was so ready to just go to sleep. She was so exhausted. She was fighting so hard to be there. And you know, it's like the only reason why she would is for us. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what else to really say right now. I guess I guess I'll go I guess I'll treat going live as if I were going to talk to her. So you'll probably see me go live a lot now. Cuz I used to just talk with her. You know, maybe she didn't understand everything I was saying. But I know I'm going to miss that feeling of company. I'm going to miss her fuzzy ball when she slept. I'm gonna miss so much about her. 16 years. You know, when the doctor saw her readings and when she saw her age, no, when she saw all of this stuff, she was really surprised, actually, that she was still with us. For reference, there are 4 stages of kidney disease. Actually, let's pull it up. So, there are 4 stages of canine kidney disease. Normally, you want to try and catch it around here, right? If you catch it around here, there's a chance that you might be able to there's a chance that you might be able to reverse it or at least mitigate it. You know, there's a chance that you can do something to prevent it from getting worse. Once you start getting into here, it's pretty bad. And especially into here, it's like I think it says that at this point it's not really a treatment, it's more of making sure they're comfortable, which is really unfortunate. But to give you some frame of reference, this is stage 4, and this is severe. I'd like for you to look at some of those numbers. let's just say that if there were 5 stages of this, she was going to be on whatever a sixth stage would have been. Her levels were damn near double what you're seeing here. I believe this was at a 9.8 or something. This was, I think, at a 78. I don't have any of the paperwork with me right now, but it was pretty bad. It basically meant that her kidneys had practically fully shut down. And you can see the signs here of all of the stuff here. And it's like, yeah, she was drinking so much. She couldn't eat. She was super tired. She actually wasn't vomiting a whole lot, but she did have the second part. And yeah, it's like, it must have hurt a lot to go through that. And she was still willing to go through all of that pain if it satisfied us wanting to keep her still. And it's like, we could have kept her until the very end, where she just went in her sleep or something. But the issue with that is that we wouldn't know when that would happen, right? And we all wanted to say something for her, or say something to her, or we all wanted to be there at least. And it's like, at least with euthanization, you won't put them through the unnecessary waiting, right? So it's, of course, more humane, especially since it's more humane since it's basically at the end and inevitable. So yeah. So yeah, she's gone now. I'm gonna have to get used to not saving a portion of my food for her. I'm gonna have to get used to not being woken up for her to eat food or go outside. I'm gonna have to get used to biking around and not worrying about her and not feeling bad that I'm not taking her on my bike ride. I'm just gonna have to get used to there being a missing piece. And it's like, at some point I'll get used to it, right? At some point I'll learn to live with it. but she was my she was my best and only friend in a really tough time when I felt like I had no one. So even if I learn to live with the pain, I don't think it'll ever go away. I just hope that even though there's no one here right now, I hope that one day we'll start to see more people here. And I'll get to tell all of you people who show up, maybe later. I just want to tell you about her. Because she was special to me. And I want her to be remembered by as many people as I can tell. Any way that I can tell. And my first stop is here, I guess, on YouTube. I don't know when I'll be doing another biking video. I don't know how long I'll need to mourn, I guess. I don't know how I feel, honestly. It all feels I don't really feel anything but tired. I just feel so tired. And it sucks that she won't be there to sleep with me. But whatchamacallit. At some point I will get back into making my videos and what have yous. I will get back on schedule. I might change my adventures from Monday to Friday, but other than that, I'll definitely still be as active as I can. Honestly, I might just call the rest of this month a wash because I just don't want to do anything right now. I just want to try and learn to be used to the loneliness, I guess. So, for now, I'm going to be a little radio silent. And hopefully next month, I will do whatever I can to get this channel out there. Not really just for what I want to do anymore, but because I want all of you to remember the friend, the companion that supported me to this point. Because there were a lot of times where I wanted to do something like this. there were a lot of times where I thought about starting this channel and doing all of these things, but I either didn't have the tools or I just wasn't motivated enough. And during those times when I would get the motivation, get so close to doing all of this just to stop, I'd basically just retreat to her. You know, I would put everything down and think, maybe I don't need to do this. Turn around and just chill with her. I can't do that anymore. So even now, I don't have an excuse to not at least try something, you know? Because if there's anything that I learned from all of this, it's that I'm not gonna be afraid to at least try. Because, you know, if I knew a month ago this is where I'd be, and that there's no way to change the day, and I can only change what happens for a month before that day, I would have done all of these bike rides with her. You guys would have seen her with me as I went exploring. And had I known that this was going to happen when it happened, I would have done so much adventuring with her. Because even though she was an indoor dog, and all she ever wanted to do was be around us no matter where we were, I think she would have enjoyed being outside more. Or at least, you know, she would have enjoyed going out and exploring. I actually wanted to make a video of that. Oh, there's a soccer field not too far from here that I haven't been to. And I wanted one of my adventures to be me bringing her with me to that soccer field. And then just having her run around, you know? If I could have just been given a few more months, that's all I would have needed. That's all I would have wanted. There is a promise I made to her a long time ago. Oh, so long ago. Back when I was maybe 9 or 10 years old. I had not seen snow. I've still not seen snow. I haven't. I've gone to the mainland when it was cold, but never when it snowed. So I've yet to see what snow is like. And I promised her. What is that? 13 years ago? 14 years ago? I promised her that I would go and take her to see snow. I haven't done that yet. And, even though she's not gonna be here for it, I do still plan on holding true to that promise. I promised her I'd take her to see snow. And somehow, some way, I know I will keep true to it. I kinda knew deep down that there wasn't really any way I could hold true to that promise while she was here. I kind of knew and I kind of feared that I wouldn't be able to experience that with her. It was just one of those things that, like, you say. It was one of those promises that you make, not really having a plan, just hoping that if you say it, somehow, some way, something will just click and magically it will happen. You know? It was one of those promises. And I learned quite a while ago, but I learned that my life is basically just a story of tragedies. And I think that's why I had a feeling I would never get to do that with her. But that doesn't mean I won't do it. I will do it someday. And when I do it, you'll know. I changed my bed sheets. I changed my pillows. I changed my blanket. I changed everything so that way we could preserve the blankets and the sheets and the pillows that she slept on. So now I have just a bunch of new pillows and sheets and stuff. And I know that, people have their own body odors. People have their own scents. And I know this bed will eventually start to smell like me, but I think I'm going to notice that it smells off because it doesn't also have her scent all over it. I'm gonna miss her so much, guys. There's so many things that I'm gonna miss. I guess, what time is it actually? How long have we been live? Uh, we've been live for basically an hour. I guess this is, I guess this is my closing notes. I'll leave by the time an hour comes. Once again, as of when I started streaming, there's nobody here, which sounds about right. That's normally how it goes. She would have been here, but now there really is no one here. I am just talking basically to myself. But I'm doing it in a way that future me or future you who might be watching this can relate to, I guess. People like to say I got so used to them that I took them for granted. And normally, people use that in context as a bad thing, saying like, I should have appreciated them more. I should have, done this or that more because I shouldn't have taken them for granted. And that's one way to look at it. But the way I'm choosing to look at it as is I'm glad I took her for granted. Because that meant that she was such a normal part of my life that I didn't think being with her was anything special. It means that it doesn't mean that like I just ignored her. If anything, it was the opposite. I got to spend, especially for the last 6 years since COVID, I got to spend every damn day with her. And that's not something a lot of pet owners can say. That's not something a lot of friends can say. That's not a lot of something a lot of people can say. So it's only natural that when you spend every single day with someone or something, you'll take it for granted. You'll wake up the next day being like, you'll wake up the next day expecting it to be there. That's how I took her for granted. And I'm glad that that's the way I took it. I'm glad that she was such a normal part of my life. So yeah. I'll be okay. We'll be okay. I just I guess I just wanted to say this in a I guess I just wanted to say this in an environment where there's a chance that someone will be there, that someone will show up and understand. Because I feel so lonely now. And there's very little that'll change that. So yeah, um, that's my first stream concluded. It's a sad day, and I hope one day this gets. I hope one day this gets 1,000,000 views. I hope one day this gets to blow up and she'll get to be remembered by way more people. I guess that's all I want for her. All right. I guess I'll be going now. That's is that an hour? I think it's a little over an hour. It has been an hour and a minute. All right. I will see you guys in whatever project I make next. Say bye, Blinky.